without a doubt, if you allow it, this video more than any other is going to change your life. Hi, my name is Christine L. Conroy. Welcome to the news on Happy Stuff and Fluff. It looks a bit like that, doesn't it? Well, that's because I'm in the middle of recording my course, and you'll be the first to know all about it when it's complete. But I've had this idea to do this video, came upon me, as it were, and pushed back my schedule to do anything else because I felt it was more important to do. So Memento Mori, a not so gentle reminder. Stick with me, it's not going to be depressing. So what does it mean, Memento Mori? Well, it's a Latin phrase, of course it is, and it actually means remember you must die. I know, as I say, stick with me. It goes back to Socrates, who's a friend of ours on Happy Stuff and Fluff, and it's meant to encourage reflection on the meaning and fleetingness, that a word? Okay, the meaning and fleetingness of life. Now, I wrote my book, Stitch Your Own Silver Linings, and indeed started Happy Stuff and Fluff because of my own motto, if you like, which is life is too short to live it any other way than happy, and that's what my raison d'etre is, if you like, on everything I do, really, is to help people to strip away all the things that are stopping them from being happy and discovering the happiness within. Now, my motto, as you will know if you've been watching Happy Stuff and Fluff, or indeed if you've read the book, was inspired by my Conroy women, my sister, my mother and my daughter, who passed away at the ages respectively of 71, 46, and Charlotte, my daughter, passed away in August 2019 at the age of 31. So, of course, August has become a month of reflection for me, not only remembering Charlotte, but of course remembering my mum and my sister too. And so these thoughts are around at this time. Now, I know that some of you may shy away from thinking about your own mortality because it's scary, or because you might think it's depressing. But if thinking about your own mortality does depress you, then you're missing the point, and I want you to change your way of thinking about it, and instead use your own mortality to set your priorities and to create your life moving forward. The only way to predict the future is to create it yourself. You need to start living by design and not by default. And that's what Memento Mori is meant to remind you of. This is why I wanted to talk about it. And as a question I want you to answer, the main beef, if you like, of this video is to get you to think about this question, which I'm going to put up on the screen, not on that screen, on this screen. And when it comes up, you may think of something just like that straight away. And if you do, obviously write that down. You may need to think about it. You may have a list. I hope you do have a list. Okay, so the question's coming up. Now, heaven forbid, that goes without saying, this is heaven forbid. But this is what I want you to journal on, to think about, to focus on. If you were to die tomorrow, or if you knew you were going to die tomorrow, what would you wish you had done that you haven't done? If your life was going to end tomorrow, what would you wish you had done? Now, if anything straight away has come to mind, then you know what to do, because my next suggestion to you, strong suggestion to you, is make your list, write it down, and start working on it. Start to take action, because as we know, as I say all the time, on repeat, nothing happens if you don't take action. You can read all the books you like, but if you don't take action, then it isn't going to change your life. I want you to take action. Don't let this just be a nice video you're watching while you're having a cup of tea. I beg you, think about this, make a list and start working on it. Now, whatever you've written down, whatever it is, and no matter how old you are, it is never too late. It is never too late. Now, when I did the video, I think it was a video before last on tipping the bucket, where I talked about the fact that Mr. Kitchen and I have just started a brand new business. One of our own on Happy Stuff and Fluff left a lovely, lovely comment down below. I'm going to leave your name because on the screen, I know I'm going to butcher your name. Apologies in advance. But it was Courtney? I'm so sorry. But this is who it was. And as part of her comment, she said, it's so uplifting to see someone my age being so proactive and doing new things. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I appreciated that very much. But I want to say to you all, it is never too late. That's the thing. One of my mentors from afar, if you like, whom I met, in fact, was the American motivational author, amongst other things, Louise Hay, who founded Hay House. She didn't found Hay House until she was in her late 50s. And of course, it's gone on to become the largest publishing house, publishing self-help books in the world. Okay, she started that in her late 50s. Celebrities, Judi Dench, she didn't really find fame until she was also in her late 50s. Get this, Grandma Moses didn't start painting, she's a famous painter, I've forgotten her name, I'll perhaps put it on screen. Grandma Moses, she didn't start painting until she was 76 years old, and now her paintings hang in some of the most important museums across the world. Now, question for you. How old do you think, someone you may have never heard of, Nola Oakes, I think that's her name, became the oldest person to graduate from college? How old do you think she might have been? She was the oldest person to graduate from college. Are you shouting at the screen? She was 95. She was 95 when she graduated from college. And then she went on to gain a master's degree. And that was before passing away at the grand old age of 105. Nothing is too big and it's never too late, is what I'm trying to say to you. I was motivated to do this video by one or two things. First of all, there is a little bit of fluff for you. There is a church close by one of our local pubs where we tend to go for late tea, you know, on those nights where you can't be bothered cooking. Not that I cook, but you know what I mean. So we might go to this pub, and there's a church across the road, and it's stunning. The grounds are absolutely beautiful. I'll show you the pictures here. And yes, there we are, there of the graveyard. It isn't morbid, it sounds morbid, but it isn't, because it's beautiful. And walking around the graveyard and looking at some of the stones, at all the people who died, 25, 32, 41, you know, all before their time, and all with lots of living left to do. And so that, you know, once these ideas start to settle in my mind, the reticular activating system starts to show me more and more things, which is why I knew I wanted to sneak this video in ahead of schedule and talk to you about it. That was that. But then, if I still look a little bit pasty or a little bit ill, it's nothing to do with COVID. It's because we spent the last few nights binge watching the final chapter of This Is Us, the programme, the American TV programme, and oh my goodness, sobbing every single night. If you watch the show, you'll know what I mean. If you don't watch it. I can highly recommend it. This Is Us. And Dan Fogelman, who wrote that show, is an absolute genius. I'd love to meet the guy. I would love to meet him. How he tied all the questions up that you might have had from the whole thing into this nice little bundle tied up in a bow was just amazing. Oh, and Kevin, with still my beating heart at whatever age. Oh, yes, so where were we? Yes, this is us. Well, the key thing here was the penultimate episode when Rebecca dies. I'm not telling you anything that if you've not seen it. It's not a spoiler. But she says to her children, on her deathbed, she tells them to go big. She says, I think something like, don't be small for me. And I guess what she would mean by that, like happened with my mum, my sister and my daughter, I'm still grieving for Charlotte, and so I can't really focus on that. But certainly with Pat and my mum, I went through a period where you feel, why am I doing this? All of those questions that you have. And she says, like my mum said to me, you go and do your absolute 100% best and live your life. And she says to them, go big. And that's what I want to say to you. You have nothing to lose. You don't have the fears that you had when you were a young person. Is somebody watching? What are they going to think? Am I going to look silly? We should have got past all of those thoughts by now. You've done enough on thinking, on happy stuff and fluff. Those thoughts should not occur to you now. Have a look at your list. Get out of your comfort zone. Start doing those things so that you do not go gently into the night. I've forgotten what the saying is, but you go skidding in there joyously and happily knowing that you did absolutely everything that you wanted to do. And let's make the rest of your life the best of your life. And it starts now. Please take action on your list and tell me in the comments box below at least one of the things that you think you would like to do or that you are going to do. And also, now that This Is Us is over with, do you have any recommendations for something to watch? I'd appreciate that. Okay, so Happy Stuff and Fluff is taking a break. I'm taking a break from YouTube for a while. I need to do some more reflection on the channel and how I can further serve you, how I can help you. The channel is not growing as it should be. I need to study the algorithm, but I would also like to hear from you if there's anything that I can help you with or that might improve the channel. I'd love for you to guide me in that direction. In fact, I would really appreciate it. You can DM me, you can email me, you can leave it in the comments. Anything would be most appreciated. I will be leaving messages if you are subscribed in the community tab, so you see the little messages. You don't get those if you're not subscribed, and I know a good 50% of you who watch have not subscribed. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. I know you hear it on other channels all the time, but you don't get notified on your little notification bell if you haven't hit all notifications, and there I'll tell you when my course is coming out and when I'm next producing a video. Until then, please take care, stay well, and remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we're getting happy, living longer, and growing younger. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.